Hi guys, again. Now I have shown you how to stitch a welt pocket. This is one part of your jacket, and then there is one more important part of your jacket, which is the finishing of the hemline. Right? This is the hemline of the. Assume that this is the hemline of the jacket, and then this is the center front with a collar, whatever collar you have, right? So let us learn about how to finish the hemline of the jacket with the lining and facing. Now I have taken a square block, right, assuming that that is the front body, and then on that what am I taking is, this is my center front, and this much part which is called as A will be my facing for the borders at the center, and let this B part I am finishing it with the lining, right? So now considering this, keeping this as a main bodies, now facing will also have to be the same thing. So now here again I have taken this part. This measurement is equal to the A measurement, and the length is the same length is equal to the full length, length is equal to full length, okay, and then given seam allowance of 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter or half an inch on either side. Now listen carefully. When I have come to the hemline here, in the hemline I have 2 points here. One is at a distance of half an inch, the other one is at a distance of 1 inch. You will understand why this is there later on. Now this is your facing. Now coming to the lining part, right? Now at the hemline you have this measurement till the facing, whatever the facing you have, you will have half an inch seam allowance, and the lining part, whatever you have, you will have 1.5 inch seam allowances, right? So this is there. Now coming over here, right, the same thing to the lining part. When you talk about the lining part is again equal to the facing equal to the facing here to here, and the remaining part with the seam allowance, and this is also having a hemline like the lining here, half an inch and then 1 inch. Now so what I will do, this will be attached like this lining, main body, then comes the lining facing, and then comes the line. This is how we are stitching. Now keeping this aside, I have cut all my patterns. This is my lining pattern. As I said, it has seam allowances here, it has seam allowances here of half an inch, right? And then the hemline, as I said, half an inch and half an inch, 1 inch, right? Similarly, this is my placket where you can see you have half an seam allowances, okay, and then you have half an inch and 1 inch. Coming here is the same thing, okay, and I have not drawn the 1 inch line, but I have taken it as a notch point. Here is the same thing, the body, this is the hemline at the facing is half an inch, at the lining is 1 inch. Now once I have cut, so what will I do, I'll take it to the right side here and paste my lining on the right side of the body. Yes, so this is my right side, and this is my right side of facing body, right? So now I have a seam allowance half an inch. Here I have seam allowance of half an inch. So I'll place this onto this, onto this, and then I am stitching on this line. See, I'm stitching this line. I will not keep on telling you back stitch or running stitch or asking you to take 1/8 inch as an equal distance and then give a snitch stitch. Okay, now you are very well experienced with it. You can do the stitching by yourself with an understanding of which stitch to be taken care of. Mohit, Mohan, Mohit, ఏం చేస్తున్నానన్నా కూర్చో కొంచెంసేపు నా దయ్యి వరకు వెళ్ళి పడుకో అయితే గో మా మా see this is done. Yeah, now I'll open this and this is what the lining is, and then when it goes onto the fold, yeah, so this is where my lining have come. Now this is my facing. Now the lining will be attached here. Yes, so now it will be attached here and it will be like that. So now, so once that is done, on keeping the seam allowance towards the facing, you run a stitch here again at the edge. This is how you have finished the stitch. Yeah, this is the top stitch what I have given. Now once that is done, this is the right side and this is the right side. This is towards the hemline. You stitch the lining also. Yeah, you stitch the lining as well to the facing. So now I have stitched the lining to the facing. Yeah, and you can see this is the wrong side. So see, this is the body, the facing and the lining. This is hemline. Yeah, so now once that is done, now instead of going this side like that, what will we do is we will close this. We will close it like that. Yeah, see, we will close it like this. See, yeah, see, this is the body, this is the lining, facing, and this is the lining. So now this is body and this is facing. We will do like that. Yeah, and then we are finishing the hemline. This is our hemline, right? So now what you do, you keep it like that. Yeah, and then if you see this very carefully, when I'm closing this, yeah, this is the wrong side of the facing, wrong side, facing wrong side lining. If you remember, we have a notch mark at this point, right? 1 inch. Remember, half an inch and 1 inch, right? So my stitch, I have finished it, closed it till that notch point only, this point. You have to just stitch till this point, yeah? Guys, now this is the main element what we have to stitch. This seam allowance, the body, the lining, keep the seam allowance like this, and then this facing, you have your facing here, keep it like that, and then stitch the seam allowance till here on the facing, yeah? So what will I do? I will start from here, right? And see, yeah, I'll start from here, and then I stitch this line. See, I'm just giving a running stitch there. When you are making your blazer, your jacket, you make the best stitch. See, it will not take much time if you are doing this with on a machine. If it is hand, you will have to see the seam allowance also I have folded, and then I am stitching it, yeah? This is only a stitch. Now guys, once this stitch is over, now see very carefully. See, this is open, this is open, this is stitched till there, yeah? This is stitched this and this. See, right? Body, facing, and this is lining on the reversal. Right side is inside, this is the wrong side. Now what you have to do is this lining, this part, the lining part, you have 1 inch seam allowance here and you have 1 inch there. So what you do, you bring this half an inch seam allowance, yeah, and then I have not marked it. This is 1 inch and this is half an inch, right? Yeah. So what am I doing? This half an inch is coming and matching this part, yeah? Right? And so hold this carefully. Now what you do, you hold this and then stitch at this seam allowance, right? Now take your needle, yeah, and a stitch on this line. Till this point. That is I'm remove this. Now, see, this is how it is stitched. Now what you do, hold it properly, and then this corner, okay, facing and body, you do it like that as we always do, and then this is the right. You insert, hold it, and turn it back. Right? Bring it like this. See how is it? This is facing and see, yeah, this is facing and this is your line. See, so this is your facing, this is your main body, this is your facing, and this is your line, and this is how your hand is. You color, right? You turn it, color. Then this is. Now remaining is this part. Can you see this? See this? This part is left. So that you will have to do, if you are doing with machine, you put your hand inside, hold it carefully, and then open it and let the machine run here, or you run over there to here. Otherwise, you hold it. If it is a couture garment, you hold it, and as you know, we do blind hem here. Yeah, insert inside, and then do a hemming. It's single thread. Yeah. Yes. Right. Do a slip stitch here, right? Do a slip stitch thing, yeah, and then see how it is, the body, the lining, and the face, the facing, the lining, and the body. That's it, guys. This is how you have to finish the hemline of your work.